everyone, Misha be barking here. So recently I had a discussion in a furry YouTube group chat that honestly kind of derailed, but I feel like it brings up an important and interesting talking point that I want to discuss today. Before we continue, I want to state that this is 100% an opinion video. The following is all my thoughts on the topic, and none of it is set in concrete fact. You don't have to agree with everything I say, and as a matter of fact, I welcome differing opinions. We can always learn things from each other, so if you're going to share your opinion or respond to someone else, please keep it civil and respectful, okay? With that being said, today's topic is a broad one. What makes someone a furry? What does it take to be considered a part of this community? On the other hand, we hear about people in the community doing awful things, and people say that those people aren't really furries, but is that true? Is that how any of that works? Can we really just declare that someone is no longer a furry? What can we do about the awful people in the community? Let's talk. According to Google, a furry is covered in fur. Wait, that's not the right definition. A furry is an enthusiast for animal characters with human characteristics. In particular, a person who dresses up in costume as such a character or uses one as an avatar online. So essentially, anyone who shows a special interest in mostly anthropomorphic characters, but this can include more feral type characters, such as media like the Lion King. A common misconception is that us furries actually believe we are the animal we are portraying, and this is not the case. I don't genuinely think I'm a dog, I just use Misha to better express myself and be a more mask-off, eccentric version of myself. Good morning. What if the reason that furries are so good about getting into character is because most of us are neurodivergent, and dressing up as an animal means we have to mask less? Many other furries are in the same boat. Those who believe that they are genuinely a non-human in a human's body, or some variation of that, is known as Therian. Now, furries and Therians may be a Venn diagram, but do know they are not the same. Now, of course, you don't have to have a Sona. You can just enjoy the furry media and such without making a Sona for yourself, though this isn't super common. So it seems to be a furry, you just say you're a furry. If you enjoy the media, then congratulations, you're in the club.
Welcome to downtown Coolsville. Population? Us.
Last thing in this part, I'm not saying that everyone who consumes or enjoys furry media has to directly say that they are a furry or be involved in the community. There's a few of my subscribers who have specifically mentioned that they aren't furries, but still watch my content because they find it enjoyable. That's 100% okay. So this is cool and all, but what about the bad people in the community? What can we do about them? Can we take away their furry membership once it's revealed that they're a terrible person? Well, unfortunately, no. I'll be the first to say that zoos, maps, or anyone racist, transphobic, or homophobic should not feel welcome in this community, and I will do all in my power to make them feel as ostracized as possible. But this is all I can do. I can't just wave a magic wand and whoop zoop, you're no longer a furry. Please leave your badge and fursona at the door on the way out. At the end of the day, it's up to the individual whether or not they're a furry. And if they say they are, then unfortunately, at least in the big picture, they are a furry. Now, I don't have to respect this or them in the slightest. You don't have to include them in anything just because they say they're a furry. And I think this is the disconnect that happens when this topic gets brought up. They can say they're a furry, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I don't have to welcome them with open arms. And I won't. I don't think people like that listed above should be included or involved in furry events, such as cons, meets, or other things. Some cons have taken steps to make sure to not welcome these people into their spaces, such as TFF and TFS with Diesel Raccoon, while others haven't. That being said, we can ban them from cons but not spaces. Diesel still showed up to the hotel that TFF was taking place in, and he was allowed to roam around the con in the hotel space. In all honesty, that's kind of sad and pathetic, but not the point of this video. These problematic people will still try to be involved with the community because to them they are. They don't see anything wrong with themselves and still want to be furries. The furry community isn't a group centered around a show or series, and thus it's one of the most diverse and spread out communities out there. This alone brings many people into the community, and very different people from all walks of life. One person's definition of a furry isn't the same as another's, and this can cause some issues when we discuss what makes someone a furry, or what to do when a problematic furry is revealed to be as such. I hate the reality of it, but there's nothing we can do at the end of the day if someone says they're a furry. It's up to the individual how they identify, and while I will do everything in my power to make them feel unwelcome here, ultimately it's their own decision whether or not they are a furry. That being said, I implore you to make the truly awful people feel excluded. Don't gatekeep anyone you may disagree with, but people like zoos, maps, or anything of that caliber have no place in this community. Again, they may say they're a furry, but I don't have to respect them, and I don't have to include them. So we're to the end of the video. I'm curious of your opinions. Do you agree with what I said? What difference in opinions do you have? Remember, please keep it respectful. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!